Madison, what's up? How y'all feeling? That's what's up. My name is Craig Smith. That's a very white name, I'm aware. You know? My dad gave me that name, so I always get the job interview, so that works out. I thought I was gonna be safe, like with a white man's name, but it turns out it's just as dangerous. Got told this by a cop, you know? One time I get pulled over, I'm excited, because my license good, tags is right, smoked all the weed, he ain't got nothing to say to me. He come back to my car like, well, Craig, I thought I was gonna have to have a different conversation with you. And I was shocked, I'm like, why? And he was like, well, I pulled up your name, and the first one that came up was a pedophile. I was like, oh shit, a white crime. So I'm like, well, I'm glad you found out that wasn't me. And he was like, well, yeah. And then I looked at the birth date. It said 1957. I know they say black don't crack, but you'd had a crease by now or something. That was a cool cop. I moved up here from the south side of Chicago a long time ago. And when I moved up here, I learned 3 things real quick. One thing is, as a black dude, it's always fun to walk in tanning salons and ask for refunds. You know? Another thing I learned was that the type of black I am. Still black enough to make an older white woman clutch her purse if she see me late at night on the street. Not quite black enough to make my white friends feel secure in the fight. Nobody really hit me up like, we gotta get Craig up here, these dudes tripping. The last thing I learned was that I got something in common with every white man no matter what. Because I also date white women living in Madison. It's not by preference, it's by proximity. They make them in a factory up here or something, I don't know. I never seen so many. But one thing that I got in common with every white man and y'all got in common with every black man is that we also don't like it when our white girlfriends have black exes. Bothers us just as much. I never get to be the first black guy to do anything. Another thing I noticed when I got up here was how nice y'all treat y'all homeless people. That's real good. And I understand why, because they put a lot of effort into they, asking for money. One day I pulled up to the stop sign, stoplight, dude had a sign, and it had like bubble letters in there. He put some arts and crafts into it, Glitter on there so it shined in the sun. I appreciated that. It caught my attention and it read, too old and too ugly to prostitute. I cracked my window, pulled out $40, says who? See how homeless you really are up here. Hopefully I'll never be homeless. I'm at that dangerous age where if I lose my job, I'll be out there. But I got a job though, and I work out in Deerfield, and I'm the only black dude that worked there. If y'all ever been to Deerfield, you know how true that is, because they only let us out there with a work permit. But I'm not the dude with the blackest name in my job with a name like Craig. Dude with the blackest name in my job is an old white man named Leroy. I work with a lot of older white people, and I get tasked with answering the black questions. This is one of my favorite parts of my job. Can't wait to send them back into the world with this new info. So sometimes I'm working, and I get, one of my older coworkers come up to me, Craig, I got a question for you, but I don't want you to get offended. I get excited. This is going to be one of the good questions, I already know. If she worried about it, it gotta be good, So she comes to me and she says, Craig, do black people eat wheat bread? Oh shit, I didn't know, I was stumped. We ain't never discussed that as a group. So I need more context. I asked her why she asked me that. She said, well, I had my granddaughters over for the weekend and I was making them sandwiches. They stopped me and said, Grandma, we can't eat those sandwiches because you're using wheat bread, and our dad told us that black people don't eat wheat bread. So now I'm asking you, Craig, is that true? Black people don't eat wheat bread? And I was like, no, we don't. If that's what he said, I gotta go along with that, That black man took a stance and we gotta follow that. That's how the stereotypes are born anyway, So I told her to add it to the list. Can't swim, big dicks, don't eat wheat bread. Oh man, before I had a job, I had dreams. thought I was gonna be a rapper when I was younger, you know? And I was real good too. It's not because that I wasn't a good rapper that I didn't make it. It's my mother's fault that I didn't make it. I blame her. I didn't realize it till I got older, but when I was 12 years old, I looked at my mom and told her, Mama, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a rapper. And she looked down at me in the eyes and said, son, you could do it. I believe in you. I'm never gonna make it on these tough streets of Chicago with that love and support, Mama. Get out my graduation and stop hugging me. I told all my friends you was on crack. Need a hard life if I'm gonna make it as a rapper. Nah, I love my mom, though. I'm grateful to still have her in my life. I try to share as many things that I like with her and vice versa. One thing I did that I never do again as a son is bring her to a comedy show. Son, if you bring your mom to a comedy show, you're gonna find out something about your mother you never wanted to know. We enjoying the show like everybody else, you know, comments going up, doing their thing, we laughing, and then the woman goes on stage and she gets to talking about sex. My mom gets to laughing a little bit harder. I'm like, it's fine, I got a brother, she had sex 2 times, she know what it's like. You know? Then the woman gets to talking about giving head, though. And specifically the part where the guy grabs the back of her head and make her choke a little bit. And my mom just dying laughing like that's her favorite joke of the night. Now I'm confused because my dad been dead 20 years. Who's been choking you? That is a new move. They didn't have that in the 80s. I didn't like it at all. It's a weird car ride home. I shouldn't be too mad though. I'm at that age where I'm dating single moms. I don't have no kids because I make smart decisions. But I date single moms, and one thing that I'm a sucker for is a funny woman. That'll get me all the time, you know? I was dating this woman one time. She had 3 kids, and they in their room using up the Wi-Fi with Fortnite or whatever it is kids do. So now our Netflix movie buffering, you know? During that, I get to talking a little shit, you know, little inside jokes that we have. We all got them with our significant other. I'm like, hey, you know, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. And she was like, boy, ain't nobody gonna miss you. I get cocky. Oh, yeah? You sure wasn't saying that last night. And y'all know she looked right at me and said, boy, everybody in this house been in this pussy. You ain't special. That's just a hard truth that I gotta take, you know? Got no comeback for that. I also liked her because she had tattoos, though. I don't have tattoos because I'm scared of things like pain. So as soon as you tell me it hurt, I don't need it in my life. But she had tattoos, and I'm not like an alpha dude or nothing, so it didn't bother me that she had another man's name tattooed on her. You know? Like anybody here got their significant other name tattooed on them? All right, so y'all never been in real love, except for this guy. But it didn't bother me that she had her ex name tattooed on her. The part that bothered me about it is that it had an apostrophe S on there. Because now when I see it, I'm in my head like, how possessive is this guy that it got to be grammatically correct? Also, putting your name on it ain't going to make it yours. It's not a work lunch. It's also never going to stop me from eating your leftovers. Like, I'm still... Let's see, let's talk about some other stuff. This is a little dark, but I think y'all will enjoy it. I'm trying to grow my hair back out, you know? Get dreads like a powerful black man, since I can't get a name like one. But I'm trying to grow my hair back out. I cut it when I had an afro at first because I was inspired by a friend of mine. He had long, luxurious hair, came down this shoulder, blew in the wind. My mama would call it good hair. I was jealous. Then he showed up completely bald one day. I was shocked. I'm like, why would you do this? And he said, well, I donated it to cancer. I wanted some good karma. I'm like, damn, I should do something like that. I ain't been living right in these streets all my life. I could use some good karma. So I cut my afro off and I bag it up and I take it down to the place. And this is when I found out that they don't take Afro hair at these places, y'all. Apparently, if you give a cancer patient a bag of Afro hair, they'll just think you're giving them a bag of pubes. Now I got a bunch of cancer patients looking at me all angry in the face. At least what I can only tell was anger or assume because they didn't have hair on their eyebrows. I couldn't really read their facial expressions. All right, y'all. I promise I'll make hell have fun for us if y'all make it. Hey, appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.